Just finally, I'm out of time, but I'm interested in your opinion. Ukraine, it's coming up to a year since Russia invaded. We're a month short of that. Ukrainians have for months been pushing the Russian army steadily backwards. We thought there might even be a collapse in the Russian forces, but last week, Ukraine suffered its worst loss since the invasion. The Russians fought back, recaptured the town of Soledar in the east. That victory, though, was not actually from the Russian army, but from a mysterious private army called the Wagner Group and led by Yevgeny Prigozhin, as a billionaire close to the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Some say he could even replace Vladimir Putin after this victory. What can you tell us about this army that's been recruiting murderers and rapists from Russian jails and shooting any of them that wouldn't fight? Here, by the way, just before you answer, is Prigozhin talking to an African recruited from a Russian jail.
С мест не столь отдаленных. Правильно понял? Да? За что,
по контракту.
За что сидели там?
Не рассказывай, не рассказывай. Это не надо, у нас никто не спрашивает.
Да. Интересно.
За что? Как воевал, надо задавать вопросы. А за что сидел, это не вопрос.
Ну как воюет тот?
Tell us about this Wagner Group, General Keane.
Yeah, Wagner Group is a private firm that's funded by the Minister of Defense in Russia. They started out being mostly all former Russian soldiers, many of them special operation soldiers, and they were used in Crimea and in eastern Ukraine. They've been used in Mali, in northern Africa, and they've been used in Syria for years. What they have resorted to now, because they expended most of the former military people that they've had in this private firm, and when you think of them of like the Russian military under another name, but they had to resort out of desperation to bringing out prisoners and convicts to launch this attack on Soledar. They're capable of winning a battle or taking a town, but they're not capable of being decisive in terms of the country overall. The Russian military, by the way, is largely defensive for the last few months along a 1,300-kilometer defense line. And the reason they're doing that is to conserve their strength. They've recruited and mobilized 300,000. Putin's only put 150,000 in the field. He's conducting a very aggressive air campaign to cripple the Ukrainian economy, to certainly defeat the Ukrainian and people and destroy the physical infrastructure. We believe they're preparing for some kind of offensive in 2023 because he's going to recruit and mobilize another 500,000. Where Putin in his mind is protracted war for sure, cannot take over Ukraine in 2023, and he believes he can outlast the Ukrainians because he has more people, not necessarily more equipment, and he can outlast the United States and the Europeans and the Australians, the Japanese, and the South Koreans who are also assisting Ukrainians. That is where his head is, and what the United States and others who are helping Ukrainians have to do is help the Ukrainians conduct a major offensive this year to take more territory. They actually think they can take most of it. Nobody knows the answers. There's a lot of military experts that don't think they can. I am done underestimating them. What we need to do, if they think they can do it, give them the needed weapons and equipment to do that very thing. They have the opportunity. It's the only way, Andrew, to relieve the enormous suffering that the Ukrainian people are undertaking. The only way to stop the killing and the suffering is to defeat the Russians inside Ukraine. If they're not able to do that,
Absolutely.
then it's protracted for years and the suffering continues.
So true. General Jack Keane, thank you so much. Again, congratulations on your appointment, and may good come out of it. Thank you so much indeed for your time.
Oh, great talking to you, Andrew, as always.